In the main event of UFC 280, which took place on October 22, 2022 at the Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, Islam Makhachev pulled off a submission win over Charles Oliveira to finally become the UFC lightweight champion. It is a journey that has taken him many years, and now he's at the top of the division where many people expect him to be. But what was his journey to the top like? Stay tuned to MMA Wired as we take a look at Islam Makhachev's road to UFC gold. But before we get started, take a moment to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Alright, let's get started. Born on the 27th of October 1991, Islam Makhachev is a Russian professional mixed martial artist and former Sambo competitor. The 31-year-old fighter made his professional debut against Magomed Bekbalatov on August 1, 2010, fighting on the main card of Sumada FC4. Makhachev made a winning start to his career, defeating Bekbalatov, who carried a 0-0-0 professional MMA record into the fight. Makhachev made his debut in the UFC against Leo Kuntz on May 23, 2015 at UFC 187. Islam Makhachev came out of the fight victorious via submission at 2:38 of round 2. On October 3, 2015, at UFC 192, Makhachev faced Adriano Martins. However, things didn't go his way as he lost via knockout in the first round, which was his first professional loss. On April 16, 2016, at UFC on Fox 19, Makhachev was expected to face Drew Dober. But after the weigh-ins, the UFC announced that he had failed an out-of-competition drug screening, testing positive for the banned anti-ischemic meldonium. This led to the cancellation of the match. After a hearing on July 2, 2016, US ADA lifted Makhachev's suspension, and on September 17 the same year, he faced Chris Wade at UFC Fight Night 94 and won the fight via unanimous decision. On February 11, 2017, at UFC 208, Makhachev faced Nick Lentz and once again won by unanimous decision. On the 2nd of September the same year, he was expected to fight Michel Prazeres at UFC Fight Night 115. However, Makhachev pulled out of the fight at the beginning of August citing a religious reason, and he was replaced by Mads Burnell. On January 20, 2018, at UFC 220, Makhachev faced Gleison Tibau and won the fight by knockout in just 57 seconds in the first round. On July 28, later that year, at UFC on Fox 30, Makhachev faced Cajun Johnson. He took Johnson down in the first round, jumped to full mount, and then quickly transitioned for the submission. Makhachev emerged victorious once again after forcing Johnson to tap to an armbar. On January 26, 2019, at UFC 233, Makhachev was expected to face Francisco Trinaldo. However, it was reported on November 11, 2018, that he was pulled out from the event due to undisclosed reasons and was replaced by Alexander Hernandez. In his next fight against Arman Tsarukyan on April 20, 2019 at UFC on ESPN 7, Makhachev won via unanimous decision and earned the Fight of the Night award. Makhachev next faced David Ramos on September 7, 2019 at UFC 242. And once again won the fight via unanimous decision. He was then scheduled to face Alexander Hernandez on April 18, 2020 at UFC 249. However, Makhachev was removed from the card due to travel restrictions related to the COVID-19 pandemic, and he was replaced by Omar Morales. On October 24, 2020 at UFC 254, Makhachev was expected to face Rafael dos Anjos. However, it was reported on October 8, 2020 that Dos Anjos tested positive for COVID-19 and he was removed from the bout. However, the pairing was left intact and rescheduled for November 14, 2020 at UFC Fight Night 182. But on November 8th, it was reported that Makhachev was forced to pull from the event due to a staph infection. On March 6, 2021, at UFC 259, Makhachev faced Drew Dober and won by an arm triangle choke submission in the third round. He next faced Thiago Moises on July 17, 2021 at UFC on ESPN 26, where he won by a rear naked choke submission in the fourth round. A bout with former UFC lightweight champion Rafael dos Anjos was rescheduled and was expected to take place on October 30, 2021 at UFC 267. However, Dos Anjos was forced to pull from the event due to injury, and he was replaced by Dan Hooker. Makhachev made easy work of the New Zealander. He won the fight by a Kimura submission just 2 minutes and 25 seconds into the first round. Makhachev wasted no time in calling for a title fight for his next bout after the first round stoppage. Next fight, it has to be for the title or a contender fight because I have a 9-fight winning streak, shouted Makhachev in his Octagon interview. On February 12, 2022, Makhachev was scheduled to face Beneil Dariush. However, it was reported that Dariush withdrew from the event due to an ankle injury and he was replaced by Bobby Green. Makhachev once again won, this time via ground and pound TKO in the first round. At UFC 280 on October 22, 2022, Makhachev faced Charles Oliveira for the vacant UFC lightweight championship. Makhachev once again emerged victorious, and this time as the undisputed lightweight champion of the UFC. After an emphatic submission victory over Charles Oliveira, he won the bout and the title in the second round via arm triangle choke after knocking down Oliveira with a punch. With this win, Islam Makhachev received the Performance of the Night bonus. Islam Makhachev has a noteworthy UFC record since his debut, and many MMA fans would agree that he deserves to be champion. And there you have it, Islam Makhachev's road to UFC gold. Don't hesitate to share your thoughts about the new UFC lightweight champion in the comments section below. Also, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you're yet to do so. See you in the next video.